Hello, everyone. Welcome to Color Commentary. Today, we are actually going to be watching Aaron Rubin pilot Blue Red Delver through a league. Aaron, I'm very excited to have you here. We've been wanting you to make content for the channel for quite some time, and you are actually the reason I have held off playing Blue Red Delver because I wanted people to see you play it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a really fun deck. And actually, just a small correction, we're going to be doing the Pauper Challenge,
Oh,
not
thank
a
you.
league. So hopefully we do well. And just before we dive into things, just wanted to do a little deck tech here. The list is pretty standard if you're familiar with Delver at all. It's just got all of the mono blue Delver pieces with the Delver of Secrets, the Fairy Miscreants, the Spell Stutter, and the Ninja package. It cuts the Spire Golems to run the Augur of Bolus. This one it's a flex slot. There's either 3 or 4. I like 4. It's just great card advantage, and it gives you another. Gives you some more synergy with your Ninja of the Deep Hours. You run a couple brainstorms because you can sometimes get that perfect brainstorm with a brainstorm fetch. There's a little bit of a combo with Gush there too. You can Gush lands back to your hand, then fetch, put them back on top, and fetch. So there's some synergy there. Some removal with Lightning Bolt and Scred. Counterspell is just a good card, and then you have some cantrips here, and that's pretty much the deck. Like I said, it's a pretty stock list. You'll see 2 snow-covered mountains and then a bunch of snow-covered islands. You're not super dependent. There's only 7 red cards in the deck, and you have 7 fetch sources to get that 1 red that you need. Going over to the sideboard here. There we go. So we got a couple Hydroblasts. That's just a great. I mean, Hydroblast, Pyroblast are just really good staple cards in a blue-red shell. Stormbound Geist is going to be for like the grindier blue-black decks with just high removal density decks. The Echoing Truth. I've been seeing a lot of Cop Blue lately, so I brought this card in. This is my first time running it, so we'll see how that goes today. I feel pretty good about it. 3 Gorilla Shamans. There was a lot of affinity last week, so hopefully we see a lot of those again, and this card is good. 1 Electrickery is for the mirror match or elves. Swirling Sandstorm's also going to be for high creature density decks, elves, and such. And then the Relic is just for any graveyard decks. It also is good against blue-black or Morosatron, anything that has a little bit of anything that relies on the graveyard for a little bit. So that's what we got going on today. And
This is the rest of Aaron's collection.
yeah, if you guys want to see some other cards, I don't have much, but there's the rest of my collection. So we'll see you in round 1 of the Pauper Challenge.
Awesome.
All right, guys, here we are in round 1. So gonna mulligan this hand.
Yeah, we can't. No land. Oh no,
Oh,
not
we're
like
off to a good
this.
start. We're off to a good start. Okay, we can keep this. It's not great. We have too many cantrips already, and we need land, so we're going to send that to the bottom.
Maybe this a little smaller.
Sorry, yeah. Okay, Elves is not a bad matchup, but on a multi-5, it's hard. So we're going to go ahead and preordain. I like to lead on preordain just because you can scry the cards you don't want down versus kind of locking yourself in with a ponder. It's just better in the early turns. But we have no red source, and he just has any sort of bomb. We're in a tough spot. Priest of Titania I'm okay with. Your game plan against this deck is really just remove the bombs. And this is not great at all. Honestly, I think we just ponder and try and find. We'd love another land. I think we're just going to try and race them here and hope that their hand isn't great.
It seems like your post board games are going to get a lot better, though.
Yeah, I mean we have four bolts and three screds, so we have game pre-board too. It's actually not a bad matchup. It's just when you're on a multi-5.
No removal.
Yeah, no removal. So he's got the Timber Watch, and we have no way to deal with that. And even if I decided to hold up Spell Stutter last turn, which was something that I was considering, it wouldn't have done anything. So it was just a better move to push the board state forward. But at this point, it's just not looking great.
This is gonna be a tough one. At what point would you consider conceding, or do you like to make your opponents play it out?
I mean, it's I'll just play it out. Time isn't going to be an issue in this matchup, and you know, I just it doesn't really matter if we play it out or not. So,
And they had a pretty good elf hand.
mhm.
Like they had like natural Lissalana, Timber Watch. Like it just didn't matter.
So we're gonna go ahead and set up this Delver trigger. Dope, dope.
Right card, wrong time.
Yep, it would have been a great card. So they've just got everything. They're just drawing cards, creating tokens, and then the Timberwatch is just going to close this game out in a matter of turns. He's got the Quirion Ranger Timberwatch combo, so whatever I don't block, he's just going to double pump. So it's pretty safe to go ahead and scoop it up here, but I'm just going to let him do it. Doesn't matter what I block. If he's smart, he's just going to pump something that I didn't block. What is he targeting here? Yeah, see? So he's going to target the Quirion Ranger, bounce a land, untap the Timberwatch, and pump it again, and that's going to be a lethal swing. So, unfortunate game one. The Lucky Online, his name truly suits himself. Let's see. What is the sideboard plan here? I actually don't mind this Echoing Truth. We got one Electrickery and two Swirling Sandstorms. These all seem great. What are we cutting here?
Counterspell.
No, I like Counterspell. It's probably going to be Ninjas because he just gums up the board with all these creatures, and the Ninjas can't really get through. They're good to close out a game, so I'll keep in two. Gush is great. So I think we'll probably cut a Miscreant and a Counterspell. Miscreants aren't great just because we're trying to play the control route. It might just be two Miscreants. So let's just go ahead and try cutting two Miscreants. We're cutting Ninjas, so we're safe to cut down on creatures. 1/1 flyers aren't great here. Cause we're just trying to play the control route and get them down. So we'd rather have, these counter spells and these swirling sandstorms than landing early threats. So I think this is good. And let's just go ahead and run it back. I would like to be on the play. Okay, this is good. We got the Delver, which can, on the play, it can race them. We got a Scred, so this is a good keep.
Are you going to brainstorm, you think, on your upkeep or
No,
save the
so the
statuaries?
issue is if I brainstorm, I can't play a land for the turn unless I find it off the brainstorm. I'd rather just fetch and put another land on the board and just keep developing. I'm not in any rush for the Delver to flip. It would be nice, but we don't need that to happen immediately here. So we're gonna see what this Delver is gonna offer us. Another Delver. I think I definitely take that card. Don't reveal it, but we're gonna draw it. And this is kind of weird now because I do want to get a red source off of here, so I can't play my Delver. But I think that's still what we do.
How worried are you about this scattershot?
I mean, I have the scred for it if I truly need to remove it. I'm not too worried about it because Delvers are two toughness creatures, so unless he gets the Quirion Ranger, it's not really anything by itself now. It shuts down my Miscreant, but I'm more worried about their payoff cards than their Scattershot Archer. And that's okay. I think we're just gonna have to deal with that. Or we're just gonna have to let that happen. I don't think we remove anything yet. If the Delver flips, we're still in an okay spot, so we can race him.
Mm.
It's not great. It would just hit Birchwater Rangers, but we definitely reveal it. And we go ahead and swing in here for 3. And then I think we just run out this other Delver.
I don't mind it because I feel like it deters them a little bit. Also, what do you think about getting rid of the Birchlore Rangers with the Electricity? Do you think it's better to save it? I guess they're probably not going to go for
I'm just
Distant next turn.
I'm just worried. If he plays the Quirion, I want to be able to scred in response.
That's true.
So I'm more worried about preserving this Delver than him developing this board. We have a clock. Like, this Delver's going to flip at some point, and then we've just got a really good clock from there.
That's true.
That's okay. We're still winning the race. So this is all okay.
Yeah, those tokens are also very soft to your Electricity, so it's not like it'll even develop.
It's not going to run away with anything yet.
Right, exactly.
I think there's an argument towards brainstorming here.
Just to make sure Delver flips.
Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and brainstorm here with that on the stack, and then we'll just set it up so that Electricity comes right back on the top, because he already knows about that card. Pretty sweet there. So now we're gonna move on into combat.
So now we have him on a 2-turn clock too.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we're just trying to race him this game. We're fine with him developing his board. All I'm really worried about is a Quirion Ranger is just a Quirion Ranger, because that just wipes my board with this Scattershot. So we just need to be smart and play around that right now. That's okay.
I find it interesting that he did not attack you before playing that.
Well, I think he might be trying to go Distant Melody off here, which would be actually pretty devastating. And that would, yeah, put him back right into this. Because he's got 1, 2. He can create more than 4 mana this turn with the Birchwater Nettle combo. And that would definitely put him back into this game. So I think if that is what he does, okay, it's not what he does, so we're still okay. I don't think he can kill me. But I think at this point what I'm going to do is, at the end of the turn, scred the Scattershot, so I can just Electricity on my turn and just wipe his board.
Interesting that they're getting in there with the scatter shot.
Yeah, he's just trying to push damage. That really does show that he doesn't have the Quirion Ranger, but we don't want him to top deck it, so we do this now. He's gonna serve in for 5, and then he's gonna serve in for 8 next turn, but we're gonna go ahead and, wipe away all of those tokens, so. I actually think we're gonna main phase it just because they run some lists run the instant speed pump spell, and I don't want to get got here, so I think it's just smarter to do it now.
Magnify is the pump spell, but there's also Rapid Vigor, which regenerates all the creatures, and that would also be really bad. So, and also you've also gotten rid of the Birchfloor Rangers on top of it. So there's also Wirewood Pride, I guess.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. But there is, the regenerate one as well is also a card. It's just better to fire it off when they're tapped out because they have to win this turn. And a blue source right in here for the counterspell would be great because if they have a fog, we just got exactly what we wanted right there. Some sort of fog effect would, give them the turn that they need, and now they can't do that. So we got that one. Sick, bro. Echoing Truth is also going to be good for the token, so I still like that. I still like what we got going on here. Pulling out the Miscreants also helps against the scatter shots that he's bringing in, so I think that was a good call. I think we're just running it back. I don't think there's any changes we need to make. All right, we don't have a red source, but we have spell stutters and counter spells. This hand is really soft to Scattershot Archer, but I think we just have to keep it and hope we can get there.
I think that was a really good top deck. And then
so we don't want more spell stutters. I don't think we want this augur either.
I think we really want a red source.
Yeah, exactly. And I would hate to augur and send my red sources to the bottom. That was an unfortunate draw, but it happens. If we get the red source, that card's going to be fantastic. Having 2 of them is just really great insurance, but it's good. The battle's going to be getting there. He did miss. Well, I guess his turn's not done. If he misses the land drop, that might give us what we need to get there.
Unfortunately, though, he drew the Scattershot Archer before you could get the Spell Stutter online.
That's okay, because I do have the counterspell. Right now, the plan is just build up our graveyard and try and get these Swirling Sandstorms online. I don't think that he'll be able to play through that. As long as he doesn't find a land, we've got time to work with. So yeah, he's going to hold up the scatter shot. So he's probably going to play a 1-drop. Hope it's not a mana dork. Quirion Ranger is a mana dork, so that's unfortunate. And it also is the combo with Scattershot. I think we're going to pull the trigger on this one. It's
too much value.
It's too much value, exactly. All right, Preordain's great. Another look-ski poo here. We still don't want this augur. It's kind of weird. We kind of want the augur because if we find a ponder or a preordain, it's good. But I still think we send it to the bottom and try and find the red source. It's also, if we keep the augur, this Delver's not going to flip. So I think we go ahead and send that one down. I'm fine to tap out and not represent the spell stutter because he can just kill the spell stutter anyways, so that's not really a thing.
Spellstutter, conversely, though, does fill your graveyard once you find that red source, right?
Right.
So,
So he got the Birch Hoarder, which is pretty bad too. He can go off this turn if he has a bunch of one drops with the Nettle Sentinel. But okay, he doesn't have much, so his hand's pretty soft too. And a fetch land would be great. We got it. Not going to reveal it, of course, but we are going to basic land cycle. That's going to get us up to 4.
well, now suddenly your spellsetters are alive.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and scred the Scattershot Archer now, and turn these spell stutters on. It's going to bring us up to 5. So we're in a pretty good spot now, I think. Oh, he might have some sort of protection spell. He should have tapped his Nettle Sentinel. He tapped his Scattershot Archer, which opens up the door for this Spell Stutter Sprite. That's a very, very big misplay on his part. So we're going to get him. We're going to punish him big time for that mistake. If he left up the Scattershot Archer, he could have, in response, tapped it.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a huge mistake on my part. He acknowledges it, and that's probably... I think he was in a very bad spot already, but now that's probably going to lose him this game.
Aaron talking back. Aaron mouthing off.
I'm not mouthing off. I'm just, I don't want to ignore him. I just want to acknowledge I hear what you're saying. I agree. That was a pretty big misplay right there. He does have the Timber Watch. That could be problematic, actually. We don't have enough to launch this Sandstorm off.
Well, you're at 5. If he attacks, you could double block, trade for the Nettle Sentinel,
so
and then sweep.
that probably would be the play if he attacks. We need to get that Timber Watch off of the board, so we're going to go ahead and double block it.
And I know that does seem a little counterintuitive, but I think it's going to be easier for you to rebuild.
Well,
than it is for him.
he can survive a Swirling Sandstorm if he untaps with that. So, ideally, if we top deck a burn spell, that's going to be great too. But okay, I think we just go ahead and Sandstorm here. We don't want to get too greedy here finding that burn spell. We just want to play it safe. He's got 3 cards in his hand, and he has a combo deck, so grinding him down is definitely in our benefit. We have another Sandstorm at the ready, so we're okay with that.
I think that was the right play.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has Curian Ranger, so he would have been able to untap. If he'd waited, he would have been able to untap. So I think it was correct to go ahead and do that.
No, I think so. Having the second one makes that line really a lot easier.
Do you do it again? I guess you have some time.
No. He's not threatening anything yet, and this is not going to get that big. So we're just going to go ahead and preordain here. If we find an Electricity, okay, so we're going to put that on the bottom and put this Ninja on the top. So we can Spell Stutter Sprite any 1-drop he makes here, and it's a bit interesting. We would like to Swirling Sandstorm before we get this Ninja out, but we'll kind of see how the cards play. So this is okay.
It looks like you are going to get the Sandstorm first. Because they only have 1 card in hand now. And you're 3 for 1-ing.
Well, I don't even know if I want to pull the trigger on this Sandstorm yet, to be honest.
Sure.
Actually, if I draw another land to have Sandstorm plus Spell Stutter, that'd be great. Actually, that is a land. We can just go ahead and play it. So I think that's going to be the line that we make now. And he's got 1 green source, so we can Spell Stutter Sprite anything that he tries to do here. And I think this one's just going to lock it up. This Ninja's going to take over the game from here unless he draws incredibly well.
Yeah. Seems good, man. Getting real salty.
Yeah, I mean, the post board we have some very powerful cards, and he misplayed big time earlier, which He might have been able to get out of it, so that's great. We're just going to pull the trigger on that. Get this ninja on the battlefield. Get that spell stutter back into our hands. So now we are pretty firmly in the driver's seat here. He's going to need some very, very helpful top decks. Come on, dude. So he's drawn lands too.
You come on, dude.
Yeah, you come on, dude. We're also drawing lands, so I'm going to play this. Well, let's go ahead and attack first, see what we draw. I'm probably not going to pop this Evolving Wilds anytime soon, because if I find a Brainstorm, I'll sandbag these islands that I'm drawing. Too. That's great. That's fantastic. So we'll play this and just keep sandbagging these islands just in case we draw Brainstorm. So that's a good card, but we're going to scred it. We just want this ninja to keep doing its thing, dude.
I wonder what salty comment you would
Yeah, let's see what he says, dude. Oh, nothing. Okay. So let's go ahead and serve in. Come on, dude. And now this Miscreant's pretty good because it makes our spell stutter sprite a little bit better.
And you're going to get to ninjutsu it.
And I'll ninjutsu it. So hopefully it plays a 2-drop or a 1-drop. I'll counter pretty much anyone. Even though I don't care about that card, but...
Well, and it's not like your opponent knows you have spell stutter.
Right. So this is pretty great. Let's just go ahead and serve in.
Oh. Don't forget to see.
Of course, bro. We got 2 cards coming in. Grip here. Lightning Bolt, great. Like I said, we have a lot of really good cards. We're still going to sandbag those lands. We can hold up Spell Stutter Bolt. Seems good. Get another Lightning Bolt. Back in any order. Yeah. We got it. After a rough game 1, we got there. So
good playing, man.
Good playing.
Come on, dude.